Slender Man. Slender Man is based on the urban legend, which is pretty recent. It happened in like the last 10 years or something. Okay, so the story to Slender Man is there were these 4 girls. They watched this creepy video in the style of The Ring, and they call forth Slender Man, and now they've got to survive it. Okay, so now let's talk about the stuff I liked about the movie. Okay, so the first thing I did like about it is the sound effects. Most of the time you hear this tree sound effect of a tree creaking in the background and branches moving and the whistling of the winds. Like anytime a movie can take a normal sound and translate it and make it scary, that means after this movie, if you go for a walk at night time or you're camping with some friends and you just hear the trees, you're going to question, are they just trees or are they something else? So good job movie for forever questioning the audience about the sound of trees and just the sound of nature itself. Okay, so the second thing I like is, of course, Slender Man himself. I like the way this movie portrays Slender Man in this movie. He's kind of this virus. Once you have seen the video, you start seeing Slender Man everywhere you go. You start seeing him in the forest, bushes. But yeah, once you've seen this video, you start seeing Slenderman everywhere, and he starts messing with your brain. And for a large majority of this movie, you don't really see Slenderman. You don't, well, at least you don't get a good look at him. Anyways. For most of this movie, you see a shadow, or you see him blurred in the background, and I really like that because it builds more tension around the character and adds more of a mystery to what does he look like. And I like the story that's built around Slenderman. I like the mythology they used for his character in this movie. But yeah, for the first probably 30 to 40 minutes of this movie, you don't see Slender Man. The CGI on Slender Man, I thought looked really good. You can tell they used like the best use of their budget in this movie. They used most of their budget to make to make sure Slender Man looked real and made sure he doesn't look like a cheap CGI figure. And I really like that because the CGI, it actually looked really good. See, like Slenderman probably has about 15 minutes of footage. I could have gone for a bit more, but the movie spent so much time behind the whole mystery of Slenderman and who is this guy and all that. I was fine with 15 minutes. Like, now let's move over to the dislikes, the things I didn't like. And there's a lot. Okay, so the first thing I didn't like is the characters. These actors are good actors because I've seen it. But it looks like they are about to cry in almost every single scene they are in. This movie has actors from the Conjuring films and Dark Knight Rises, and I know she's a good actor, but she doesn't show it. And all the love romances that go on in this movie, why they're even in this movie, they mean nothing to the story. They just build the characters a little bit more, and they're just useless love romances. They don't do anything with them. But as far as them as characters go, I don't really remember one thing you learnt about these characters. From the moment the movie started, I was ready to be surprised at anything this movie was about to throw at me. But these characters are just the same old douchebags that you get in these PG-13 horror movies like, Bye Bye Man, Wish Upon, all of them. But the movie it's a mental breakdown. Like, you're not sure if this is happening or not, or is it just in their minds? And is this how everyone goes insane by seeing things and not sleeping? Is this what it feels like to go insane? Because I was interested in that aspect of it. But the only character I liked in this whole movie was Katie. She's the first one to go by Slender Man. You learn that she has an alcoholic father and she hates her life. And the second thing I didn't like is the dialogue is awful. The first couple of lines that these characters give in the opening scene are just cringeworthy. Throughout this whole film, it's filled with cringy and laughable dialogue. The way these characters deliver their lines are just annoying. They say them with no charisma and no energy. Plus, there's a lot of needless dialogue in this movie as well, and a lot of needless subplots, like the love romances. And the third thing I didn't like in this movie is the script is abysmal. Holy shit! Oh, we have to talk about the script. Like, the characters' decisions are really stupid. Like, they watched this video at least one of the girls in this group was smart enough to say, I don't think this is right, we should not be doing this, we should not be watching this. And after they watch this video, they go into the woods and try and summon the one, the only Slender Man. And all of these stupid decisions could have been avoided if someone just tapped the writers on the shoulder and said, hey, that's stupid, you should have changed that. But no. And the fourth thing I didn't like is the movie was just boring all around. I mean, there was not one compelling thing I enjoyed in this movie, minus the Slenderman stuff. When Slenderman was on screen, won't lie, it was pretty damn awesome. Like the scene at the end when he forms into a big spider, you know, like the big legs he has, and he sucks our main character into a tree, or at least made her part of the tree. But everything with the characters was boring when the characters are just standing around talking, crying. Holy shit. That is boring, that. But yeah, the characters were just boring, and there's a lot of like needless and boring subplots to make the movie longer. They did not help. They were just there to make the movie go longer, so it can be an hour and a half. So we can have an hour and a half movie, because if it wasn't an hour and a half, we wouldn't have a movie that was in cinemas. But so overall, Slenderman was not a movie I was looking forward to. This is a waste of money, and is a terrible way to spend my birthday watching and wasting money on a pile of shit like this. Yeah, that's right, it's my birthday. But I won't lie, the mythology that this movie gives to you about Slenderman, like his whole story, this kind of goes back to my Slenderman like, but yeah, the mythology with his character, I really like how these are not the only girls Slenderman has encountered. He's encountered some other girls and kidnapped some other girls, and there's three ways Slenderman can, like, I guess, can capture you. I mean, he can kidnap you, kill you. Well, there was another way as well I just can't think of, because like I said, the movie's forgettable. But holy shit, I did not go into this movie with high expectations, because by the trailers this movie looks extremely stupid. Like, if you saw my live trailer reaction to trailer, to like, I think it was trailer 2, I think? Yeah, I did not like it. I mean, I wasn't going to watch this. Like, I should have spent my money and went to see the Meg for a second time, but I'm not a smart human being. I spent my money on this pile of shit, and it was on my birthday. That's an hour and a half I won't be getting back in my life. Slender Man is terrible and forgettable. I have to say that. Like, there were glimmers of entertainment throughout this movie when Slender Man was on screen. That was pretty damn awesome. I could see at the end when he turns into that spider thing, into the spider form. That was pretty cool. But whenever Slender Man was on screen, it was pretty menacing and pretty cool to watch. But everything with the characters, the script, holy shit, the dialogue, the writing, just yeah. Like, I have a feeling I'm already spent enough of my life talking about this movie to you. So anyways, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Slender Man? What did you think of it? Actually, John, I'm not even going to ask you that, because just don't watch it. What I'm going to ask you is, what is your favourite urban legend movie that's based on an urban legend? Yeah, let me know that down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your night. And remember, do not spend money on watching Slenderman. Like, go and see the Meg for a second time. Just go see any other movie besides this, because this movie does not deserve your money. Like, spend it on a charity, or keep it for a friend. Like, go buy some, like, invite a friend for a lunch and use that money for that. Just do not use your money. Do not spend $8 for a movie ticket to Slender Man. It's not worth your time. It's boring. It does have a few glimmers of entertainment with Slender Man, but there's a long build up to that. You don't see Slender Man until about the 30-40 minute mark of the in the movie. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you next time.